What's up, everyone? Coach D Speaks here. So we all know that Republicans love to grandstand. And right now, one of their biggest grandstanders is Matt Gaetz. He must have realized recently that he's not getting enough attention. I mean, maybe he's noticed that Lauren Boebert and Marjorie Taylor Greene and Carrie Lake are getting all the attention. So he's deciding to do some interviews and go to Capitol Hill and throw stuff at the wall just to see what sticks. Look at this interaction that he had recently with the director of the FBI, Christopher Wray.
People trusted the FBI more when J. Edgar Hoover was running the place than when you are. And the reason is because you don't give straight answers. You give answers that later a court deems aren't true. And then at the end of the day, you won't criticize an obvious shakedown when it's directly in front of us. And it appears as though you're whitewashing the conduct of corrupt people.
Respectfully, Congressman, in your home state of Florida, the number of people applying to come work for us and devote their lives working for us is up over 100%.
We're deeply proud of them, and they deserve better than you.
Listen, I'm not here to defend the FBI. People of color have had problems with the FBI for years. But the reason why Matt Gaetz has suddenly moved over to our side, I guess, is because the FBI is investigating and indicting Donald Trump, and they would like them to redirect that energy towards Hunter Biden. Because, of course, we got to talk about Hunter Biden's laptop. We got to talk about Hunter Biden's drug problem. And the only reason they do this is to send the signal to the MAGAs and the rest of the Trump supporters that they still have Trump's back. I mean, you don't have an existence of Lauren Boebert or Marjorie Taylor Greene or Matt Gaetz if it weren't for the MAGAs. So they have to continue simping for Donald Trump in order to stay in power. And it seems like Matt Gaetz realized that because he obviously realized that he's not getting the attention that all of the others are getting. So he had to go to Capitol Hill and put on this show all for Christopher Wray, who I might add, if I haven't said this before, was appointed by Donald Trump. And all of the MAGAs and the Trump supporters were so happy that Donald Trump said that Christopher Wray would be a champion for their ideology. But all of a sudden, he can't even be trusted by the MAGAs, the people who were happy when Donald Trump elected him to be the head of the FBI. But I love Christopher Wray's clapback because he said, listen, Matt, your own state, the people you say don't trust me are trying to sign up for the FBI over 100% more than they did in the past. And Matt Gaetz really think he did something when he said, oh yeah, well, we're proud of them, but they deserve better than you. They're signing up while Christopher Wray, the guy who is indicting Donald Trump, is still the director of the FBI. So if they thought they deserved better, why are they signing up? And that's not even the worst. Matt Gaetz is also doing interviews. And in these interviews, he's not only simping for Donald Trump, he's also simping for Putin and Russia. Check this out.
If you don't want By the way, why would you pick Ukraine? Why not extend NATO to Russia and make it an anti-China alliance? Like, are we really thinking that we're more afraid of the broke down tanks from Russia than the fact that China is building a secret military base on the island of Cuba 90 miles away from the United States? Like, if we had to pick Russia or Ukraine for NATO, one could reasonably make the argument that Russia probably provides more benefit long term.
No question. No question. How about we keep them both at bay?
Now listen, I could say that Matt Gaetz has no concept of history, but I would be wrong. I can also say that he doesn't know who our allies and our enemies are, but I would be wrong there as well. I can also point out how these people talk about America first and put America and Americans first all the time, and how that should be important or how that's a lie or whatever as well. But I would be wrong because here's the deal. Matt Gaetz understands history. He knows exactly what he's doing. He understands the history between Russia and the United States. He understands why we want to be a part of NATO and why we wouldn't want Russia to be a part of NATO. But that's not important to Matt Gaetz. What's important to Matt Gaetz is getting the support of the MAGAs. And he knows that people right now on the right have problems with the Ukraine, so they're taking the side of Putin and Russia. I could say that, he doesn't understand who our allies are. Again, I would be wrong about that. Matt Gaetz knows who our allies are. He knows that the other countries that are a part of NATO are there because they're our allies. He understands that Russia and China are not our allies. He is extending that olive branch to Russia just to get the support of the MAGAs. America first, for instance. These people always say, oh, America first, put Americans and America first. Matt Gaetz knows that saying we should put Russia in NATO is not putting America first. But you see, Matt Gaetz and people like him and Marjorie Taylor Greene and Lauren Boebert who go around saying America first, they don't say that because they actually believe that we should be putting America and Americans first. It is nothing but a white supremacist slogan. It is a dog whistle or a bullhorn in many, many cases to other white supremacists that we got your back. So when they say America first, and if you're thinking, gosh, I thought they thought America first, but why would we be, cozying up with Russia? It's because they're not talking about putting America first. They're talking about white supremacy. What they're saying is we are the master race, or we are better than everyone. And when they say America, they're talking about white people. Again, the Republican Party today exists out of hate, out of bigotry, out of racism. It is not a serious party. You cannot take these people seriously when on one hand, they are, applauding someone like Christopher Wray. And then when Christopher Wray isn't doing exactly what they want him to do, like not running the FBI the way they want him to do, all of a sudden, he's the most untrusted person there is. You cannot take this party seriously when they are out here saying things like, let's put Russia into NATO. When they want to cozy up to Putin and Russia, you cannot take these people seriously. The Republican Party, right now as it exists, is a joke. Period.
Hey Meidas Mighty, love this report? Continue the conversation by following us on Instagram @MeidasTouch to keep up with the most important news of the day. What are you waiting for? Follow us now.